We've already looked at the big why. Next, let's take a quick peek at values. And you might wonder why, right? Or what's the real significance of having values? Now, if you look at almost any big company out there or anybody else that you look up to, it's very highly possible that they will have their own list of values, the things that they stand for. Now, for me, values are something that I not only hold extremely dear to my heart, but they are non-negotiable from my perspective. So no matter what you do, you don't let go of these, or whatever you do, you want to make sure it is in alignment with your values. So it's almost like value system where everything is inspired by your values and whatever you do is in resonance or in alignment with your values. I'll talk about each of my values separately and how they came about and why I chose them as my core. I will share with those in separate ones, but for today, I'll just share with you the list of my values. I have had these 5 core values for a really, really long time, for many years now. And for the last several weeks, a 6th one has been knocking at the door, and I will share all of those in just a second. So my number 1 value is empowerment. Everything I do, whether I'm working with clients or I'm doing other activities or it's something that I am doing for myself, at the end of the day, I want to make sure it is empowering to everybody that's involved, right? So number 1 is empowerment. Second one is freedom. Now, freedom, when you think of the word freedom, it brings to mind for me the wings to fly, right? The ability to choose whatever it is that you need to choose. So there is that, what can I say? There is like this breath of air that's open and it's like a blank canvas. So you can pick and start and choose what it is that you want to do, right? So that's number 2, freedom. The third one is ecstasy. For me, ecstasy is the whole joy or the happiness in everything. So every moment, every second, you're just being present. You're radiating exuberance from every cell in your body, and you're very happy. It's not from the perspective of a destination. I'll talk about that in another one where happiness is more a journey, not the destination. But at the same level, ecstasy takes it to a whole new perspective. For me, it breathes life force energy into everything. So you are enjoying every moment. So it's not just about dance. It's not just about creativity. It's not just about feeling good only when something is working. It's about being in the moment where you're enjoying every moment and being very alive and present in every moment. So that for me is ecstasy. And you have to take a stand for that if you decide to embody that. And then number 4 is authentic connection. So it's all about whether you're connecting with yourself, your family, your friends, your community, your tribe, your business partners, or whoever it is. That connection has to come from your heart. It has to be very authentic. Now, a lot of this will depend on how you relate to yourself. How comfortable are you with yourself? How do you relate to yourself at many levels gets reflected in how you relate to others. And we'll talk about how others relate to you separately. That's not what I'm talking about. Values is just from our own perspective. This is something we stand for. This is something that we align with. It's not about how other people think about it. It's not about whether they like it or not. So when I talk about how you relate to others, we're just looking at it coming from you, not from the other way, right? And when there is authenticity, you're being real, you're being vulnerable, you're just being you, right? So for me, it goes to a whole nother level where I'm being me from a standpoint of being unapologetic. I no longer will explain myself for everything. Of course, when I need to explain, I will, but not for everything. I don't owe an explanation for everything that I say or do. I take a stand for myself. And that also means that for me, authenticity is you are comfortable in your skin, you're comfortable in your body, you're comfortable being seen for whoever and whatever you are. And there's nothing that you want to hide or shy away. Well, there may be layers that we might still be working on. I'm not saying we don't have any fears about that, or you don't have to have worked through all your stuff basically to feel authentic. It's a feeling in the heart where you know you're connected, where you know you are real, and there's nothing else about it. And that's how you show up in everything you do and say. You are 100% present. So that's authenticity. So when you combine that authenticity with connection, it's a very powerful way to not just connect with yourself, but with everybody else around you as well. So that's number 4, authentic connection. The 5th one that is very important for me personally is fierce compassion. Now we might be, how do those two even go together? Right? Great question, I will say. That's how it came to me as well. Because they seem to be so opposite at some level. What does fierce have to do with compassion? So when there is a kindness, there is a level of care and concern that is very genuine, then there's compassion, right? But at the same time, you're not willing to step down or let somebody walk all over you or trespass your boundaries or take you for granted. And this is not just for yourself. You're taking a stand for people around you as well. The way it comes for me is when I'm working with clients, I see so much potential that's possible. I can totally see the transformation that they can go through when we do this work together. And that for me is non-negotiable. So there are times I end up, having a little argument, but then I'm holding that space for what's really possible without negotiation, without bringing it down at any level. I want the highest and best for my people. So that's where the fierce comes in. So it's almost like, the tigress with her cubs, right? So she has all the compassion and playfulness and nurturing going on for her cubs. At the same time, somebody dare come near them. They had it. That's how the fierce compassion shows up. And the 6th one that I've been looking at, but I haven't yet decided what I want to do with it, is what I call synergy. Now, synergy is a whole different frequency for me because it talks about resonance, it talks about alignment. And that is something I'm seeing very powerfully unfold as I connect with different people in different areas of my life. And that's the frequency I'm looking for, whether it's a client or a business partner or anything, right? What is the synergy? Now, synergy is not just a partnership or a relationship. It is, when you think of exponential increase in the power, when the two come together, that's what I'm talking about. So it's similar to, let's say 1 + 1 does not equal 2, but it actually equals 11. So 1 + 1 equals 11. That's what I'm talking about for synergy. And that's something that's really been coming up for me the last several days, maybe even weeks. So for all you know, this might show up as my 6th one pretty soon because it really lands for me. And I feel that synergy even with the work I do, with the clients I partner with. So in all those places, I am seeing the synergy. I'm seeing that partnership, even with the land that I work on. So everywhere, when that frequency comes in, you're just in a different place. So I just wanted to share some of these with you so it gives you an idea of coming up with your own list of values. Now, if you're wondering, how do I even get started with this if I don't even know what my values are? Start writing down the list of all the different words that really speak to you at a very deep level. They are powerful, they are meaningful, they are significant at many levels, right? So, and then really narrow it down to 5 or maybe 6 at the most. I would say that should be the maximum, because then it gets diluted if we have 10 or 20 of them. It seems to go all over the place. So, which is why I have stuck with my 5 for many, many years now, although the 6th one is knocking. I'm not against it, but it's really important to have the core ones. So that's another way of looking at it. You could have 5 core values, and then you could have a few more that are secondary, but they're not part of your core. So then keep that in a place that you can look at it often, maybe your bathroom mirror or your computer, your phone, some place that reminds you of these words that are super significant for you. So I would love to hear what values you came up with. Share it with us, share it with the community. And if there's anything else I can support you with, let me know, reach out to me and connect with me. And until next time, take care, and I will see you on the next video.